welcome back once again to Kenny's Healthy Cooking with the Saladmaster. Right, for today what we're going to make here is the spicy gizzard. Okay, it's called the spicy gizzard or the kebab gizzard, but I'm not going to use the stick today, so you can call it whatever you want to call it. But in a nutshell, this is what we'll be using to make this delicious. It's kind of a delicacy which is very popular when you've got usually used when you've got like special guests. So the ingredients which we need to make this, it's you can use one large red bell pepper, very large one, or you make it two. I've got 2 tomatoes here. This is just for this size. This is about 1 kg or thereabout. I'm actually not 100% sure, I can't remember how many kg, but just roughly about this size, or roughly about 1 kg. So you need very large 1 red bell pepper, or 2 of it. You need 2 large tomatoes. I've got my mixed herb, I've got my all-purpose seasoning, I've got my curry, black pepper, use your thyme as well. I've got some cubes, and I've got 3 onions, and obviously we need the chili. Okay, so these are basically the ingredients which we need. But the good thing is, in Saladmaster, we're going to make this recipe today in a very healthy way. Usually this one is prepared separately and then you fry it in some oil, but we're not going to use oil in Saladmaster, so we're going to start with this one. And I'm using one of my Saladmaster favorite pan, which is that one. So come on then, and let's get cooking. Special delicacies which you prepare when you've got visitors. So I'm making this today in a very healthy way, the Saladmaster way. I'll be making it with no oil. Okay, usually if it's not a Saladmaster way, they use a lot of oil, but I'll be making this with absolutely no oil. Okay, now we're going to start with cooking this one with absolutely no oil on a medium heat, and this is one of my Saladmaster favorite cookware which I'm using in here. Okay, while this is cooking out, what I'll be adding to begin, I'm going to add the cubes and some of the seasoning while I blend the ginger, garlic, bell pepper, and 2 onions, as well as the tomato. I don't need to blend all the onions. The last one I'm going to use for garnishing. Okay, so add the powdered seasoning and let's get cooking. So there we go, I've added the spices like I earlier mentioned. Okay, about ½ teaspoon of each of them. Then for the pepper, for the chili, depending on how spicy you want it, you might add more than that, but ½ teaspoon is still ideal for us. So now I'm going to put the lid on fully closed. Okay, put the lid fully closed and wait for the valve to click. So once the valve begins to click, which is that one, then we put it on low. Okay, after that, at medium heat, valve clicking and low. While this is going on, I'm just going to blend this one while that is cooking. So like I said, 2 of the onions, the last one is for garnishing, and the ginger, garlic, pepper, and tomatoes, and I'll pour them in. So to blend my onions, tomato, and ginger, I'm just going to use a tiny little bit of water, just about this, just a little bit, just like what you've seen in there. Okay, you don't need lots of water to blend your tomatoes. It shouldn't be up to a 1/4 cup, less than a 1/4 of a cup, okay, to blend your tomato and onions, and then we'll pour it in there. Right, so after a little while we add the red bell pepper. I'm doing it this way because I don't want to add lots of water. Okay, and also remember, at this point you can add your scotch bonnet as well. I'm not using scotch bonnet simply because I don't have it. That's the atarugo. So you just blend until it's smooth. A little bit more blending to get it spelled. So look at that. When the valve begins to click, okay, just like what you're seeing in there, then we need to give it a stir and then add the blended stuff. Okay, so allow it to simmer for a little while. Look at that. So now we're going to give it a stir and then allow them all to cook together. So just stir them. Remember, we started cooking with no water, and that's why when I was blending, I did mention I didn't want to use water. I just added like less than 1/5 of a cup. That's why the blending itself is quite thick. You can see that. Okay, so we'll allow it to cook. There we go. So we're still going to leave it to cook on medium heat, and then when it clicks we'll put it down to low, but give it a proper stir. Right, so there we go, all nicely stirred in here. So we're just gonna allow it to cook, and remember to put the lid fully closed, and then allow it for a little. When it begins to click again, then we'll put it on low. So let's see now, after quite a few more clicks. Ooh, look at that. Mind you, we're preparing our gizzard today with absolutely, look at that, no burning as well. Okay, so the liquid, the blended tomatoes, they've all seasoned all nicely in there. So the next thing we need to do at this point, actually, if you want to, you can now add some bell peppers, chopped bell peppers, and also slice the remaining onions and garnish it. But this brings us to the end of our spicy gizzard. So now we need to plate it. Come on then, and let's enjoy it. So here's the final look of our spicy gizzard. Look it down. Oh, in Saladmaster.